When you hear that horn sound, you know it is about to go down. It is the morning run on this marvelous, that's for Coach Marve, marvelous Monday. Chico, it happens to be 420. Let me go ahead and tell y'all right now, 504 BIGMAMA. Get Big Mama on the line because somebody 420 gonna go too far and y'all gonna need to get out, and she gonna be on the way, baby. We got defense coordinator Chris Marve on. We got the big dog Chico. We got yours truly, Uncle Neely. Get your questions in the chat ready for Coach. We gonna get it. It's the morning run.
Yes, sir. It's a great day. It's a great day to be a Blazer. Yeeski runners. Mount up. Not that type of Blazer. UAB Blazer.
Hey, Chico, you know, you wait all year long.
Yeah.
Shout out to 420 Mo. 420 Mo is in the building. Finally, 420 is here, and his name makes sense. 420 Mo, I know you about to do what it do, baby.
Get it right, baby. It's going down. Shout out to everybody out there checking in. Let us know where you're checking in from by getting in the chat and putting your city, your state, your country, whatever else in the chat right now. And we got Coach Marve coming on for an exclusive interview. So we want him to see all the cities and the states and countries that's checking in. And he'll know that we're international players out here. You feel me?
Yeah,
no outcasts, no UGK. Most definitely from the pineapple to the big apple. So y'all make sure y'all get up in here. All super chats will be read on screen. All members comment the same thing.
I don't believe you.
What?
On all days.
What did I do?
It's 420, and you said from the pineapple to the big apple, but you left off what we normally say right there.
What?
Hey,
what?
You spoke on the best smoke from the east to the west coast.
Okay. Blaze one for the nation. Put smoke emojis in the chat right now.
Come on, dog. You're doing. You're going to Bob, Big Bob.
Yo,
Pennsylvania's in the house. New Jersey, Kansas City, Missouri, Chicago, Illinois. This week, she in Chicago this week. Yeah, it's all good and hood.
All right. We
got
some things to talk about, but we're gonna get into Coach Marve first. We just had, of course, y'all saw UNK CHICO last night. If you didn't, go back and watch it. Talked about WrestleMania. Talked about donations to Prairie View.
Yeah, they got Prairie View, got the NIL dollars up. Got the coaching staff, and including the support staff, about a 35% bump in pay. Chico, that's how you keep. When you got good people, you want to keep them, pay them.
Ain't lying. Well, I guess people at Colorado feel like they have good people also. You know what I mean? Because they just, the Crawford family, Jeff Crawford and his wife, Orsi, have committed $6 million to support CU athletics through the Crawford Family Foundation. Y'all put up. Thank you. That's for them right there. For doing that, that's huge, Unc. When you have $6 million to donate, Unc.
Yeah, that's a major boost to the program. We had the AD on, new AD Lovo this last week, and he talked about how the need for new dollars to come from different places to really bolster, because he's going to make the investment in football, because football is what rings the bell for all the other sports.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm not mistaken, I think this is the family where the current referee came from.
Yeah, they got the Crawford Center there. They do it. They have done historically a lot of stuff. When you eat in the cafeteria, you're eating in a facility that their name is on.
Wow. Big time. Big time. Crawford Family Foundation. We're looking for a sponsor right here. TMR Live. I present. Big time sponsor, But yeah, congrats to them, and more NIL dollars to Coach Prime and the Buffs to improve the football team. Well, Coach Prime definitely did some improvement on that staff, Unc. We can go there and then introduce our guests.
Yes, sir. This offseason, some changes were made across the board, coming off a 3-9 season, including a new offensive coordinator and a new defensive coordinator who arrived on the scene as a linebacker coach. Previously, had been a DC at VTech, so loads of experience. A guy from the South Tennessee, you from Alabama, I'm from Mississippi. He right above us from Tennessee. Played his high school ball there and college ball at Vanderbilt. Man, no other than the marvelous one, Coach Chris Marve, the defense coordinator for the Colorado Buses, joining us live on the Morning Run.
Yes, indeed. So I guess we might as well bring him on the screen. Let's get it in. Coach Marve, thank you for joining us, Coach.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, doing good, brother. We appreciate you taking out this time on this Monday morning. Know we got you, about for 20 minutes or so. So we appreciate you carving out some time for us, Coach. How you feeling?
Man, I'm blessed, brother. It's a Monday. Got an opportunity to come here and do some ball. Get to do this for a living, man. Teach and impact young folks, man. So I'm blessed. Too blessed to be stressed. How y'all doing?
Yes, indeed. I love it. Shouts out to Revolution. Too blessed to be stressed up in
I
the
know
family.
that's right. Somebody get that reference, dog.
That's right.
Yeah.
Coach, before we get going, I just want to open the platform up so you can introduce yourself for everybody out there that didn't read your bio on the website,
Yeah.
might not be familiar. Introduce yourself. Let them know where you come from, your background, and how you ended up in the position you're in right now.
Yeah, man, I would love to. Yeah, my name is Christopher Marve. I coach the linebackers here and also coordinate the defense. And I'm a teacher by heart. I love to teach and instruct and develop folks. And I love to impact lives in a way that's transformative and not transactional, right? So I'm from the South. I was born in Texas, in Fort Worth, lived in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, lived in Memphis, Tennessee, lived north of Huntsville and what was called Madison County at the time. Lived in Mississippi, all over the South, man. That's where I'm from. I met my wife in Memphis, Tennessee. So I consider that home. I had a lot of indelible marks made on me in that city, man, and I learned really how to be a man there. I learned to love this game, and I made a lot of strong and impactful relationships in that city, man. So I consider that home. And by way of Vanderbilt University, which is where I went, was recruited there. Went to school, redshirted my first season, and had the good fortune to be a team captain my last 2 years and all SEC every year that I played. Played for some phenomenal men. The transient nature of this profession, or the nomadic nature of this profession, I ended up playing for 3 head coaches, a number of position coaches, a number of defensive coordinators. I didn't love that at the time, but man, what God was doing for me, He was exposing me to a myriad of different defensive structures to prepare me for this position that I'm in right now, right? And that's what moving around was doing for me too when I was younger. He was teaching me how to connect with folks who are from different places than I was, right? So giving me the skills, the intangibles that are necessary to do this at an elite level. You don't love that when you're a kid because you're making new friends every 5 minutes, you're in a different environment every 5 minutes. But man, he was really equipping me to be in the seat that I'm in right now and that I've had the good fortune of being in since I've decided to get into coaching. So I graduate. I stay in Nashville for a couple of years. I teach school for 2 years. I was a runner at a law firm for 6 months. Thought I wanted to go to law school, applied and got admitted to Vanderbilt Law School and Business School. But man, the good Lord had it on my heart to go teach. So I joined this program that's called Teach for America. Got admitted, and by the grace of God, they kept me in Nashville because my wife, who I met in Memphis, as I alluded to earlier, she also went to Vandy as well. So she was still in school. And so we had the opportunity to stay around each other. And man, my second year teaching, I fell in love with coaching. I walked into the basketball gym. We were a pretty tight ship. It was a lot of noise coming out of there. I was like, what's going on? So I walked in, it's the tryouts, and we had a new coach. And it wasn't going how the first day of tryouts should be going, if y'all know what I mean. So I said, you know what, I can't leave this brother in here like this. And what that became is me becoming an assistant basketball coach. And I don't know, I've shaken hands with a bunch of you cats. I'm 5'11", 3/4, 6 foot on a good day. I've never played organized basketball a day in my life. I went out for basketball in middle school and I got cut. So what I became is the enforcer, and man, what I realized really quickly, because a lot of young men who were on that team were also in my math class. I taught 7th grade math. And the way that they responded to me in the gym was completely different than they responded to me in the classroom, even their parents and grandparents, right? And it became really, really clear to me that I had their heart in the gym and I only had their mind in the classroom. So I took a lot of those skills that I developed in the class, applied them in the coaching, and I knew football was what I wanted to get into. So I called a lot of my coaches. I talked to my wife and said, man, I really want to go down this pathway. If we feel the Holy Spirit convicting us to do this, we feel like the chips line up and we go in this direction, let's go. And my wife looked me dead in the eyes and said, I knew you were going to be a coach. I was just waiting on you to figure it out. I said, okay, let's go. And so I jumped in at Vandy at my alma mater, but I got hired by Derek Mason, who I didn't play for. who taught me the 3-4, taught me a lot about coaching. I GA for Kenwick Thompson, who's still a mentor for me today. I was there for 5 seasons. GA for 2 years, promoted to inside linebackers coach my last 3. Coached some really good players, really good young men there. Went to Mississippi State for a season in 2019. Had good defense, good players, and a good coach for Joe Moorhead, and a really good experience there. Went to Florida State after that, 2020 and 21 during COVID. Defensive run game coordinator, linebacker coach there. And we were 4-3 structure and morphed to a 4-2-5 my second season. So had a tremendous growth there as well. Worked with Adam Fuller, who's the defensive coordinator. Then I had the opportunity to go to Virginia Tech and work for Brent Pry, who's the head coach, and my position coach my redshirt senior year at Vanderbilt. So, it was all connected. And that was a phenomenal experience for me. Got to call plays, developed some phenomenal young folks. We played some good defense. And so excited about this opportunity now to be in Boulder, man, because this is a special, special place. I've had a lot of people that I either knew really closely as relates who worked on this staff or knew the people on this staff, or who had tangential experiences because of people that they knew they worked on the staff. To that degree, we had somebody that played for us at Vandy that was in recruiting here. One of my best friends in the profession, Corey Phillips, in the world, not just the profession, was the director of player personnel here for 4 years. And so all I heard was the phenomenal things about not only living here, but the program. And now it's even more special, man, to be a part of it because you get to see it with firsthand experience. So thankful to be here.
Absolutely.
Sir, man. Love that mix, man, Coach. I want to double back on something because it reminds me of a story Coach Prime told me. He said to me years ago, he said, Neely, man, one of the most depressing phases of my life, and I had to learn later in life that there was a blessing and God was showing me something. He said, I couldn't believe, like, with all my talent I had athletically, I could never be one place long. I would go to the Falcons, go to 49ers, go to Dallas, end up here, go to Cincinnati, go to the Yankees. Like, I never was anywhere long. But then when I realized it was God placing me in environments to give me what I needed at each stop so I can make more impact later. And hearing what you said, man, just like it just touched on me there. So I wanted to hear from you. What has it been like working with Deion Sanders? He doesn't allow us to say working for. We have to say working with. What is it?
It's been special, man. I think from the outside in, you don't know exactly what the experience is. You don't know the man that he is, the compassion that he has, the fire and brimstone that he has, man, the intangibles that he has as it relates to being a leader of men until you get around him, right? Because you only have the perspective that you have, either from people that have been around him or from what you see from a media standpoint. Real dude. I've been around a lot of cats who are in leadership positions, whether they're still there or aren't anymore, who've been around a lot of football, and he's right up there with all of them.
Real dude, like you said, I love it.
Yeah. You got another one right there with you, and Coach Brendan Marion. Talk about how it's been working with him. I know, at practice, being a former player, I know defensive coordinators, offensive coordinators can sometimes it can get very competitive, even kind of chippy out there. Coach, talk about Coach Marion and how has it been working with him and against him also.
Yeah, man. So I call Coach Marion Ball Coach B, baby. So me and Ball Coach B have been knowing each other for quite some time. I think in this profession, like from a distance, there are guys that if you haven't had the opportunity to work with, like you get a feel for who they are about their work product, but also the personality that they do have when you bump into them at the convention or when you connect the dots between like the 2 degrees or 3 degrees of separation between you and him. So for example, he played for Mike Norvell and I worked for Mike Norvell. Right. So he GA'd, I think, with Kenny Dillingham. I worked with Kenny Dillingham, and I'm from Memphis. They worked in Memphis, and then we all worked together at Florida State. So we were all I'm connected to this dude loosely, and he worked in the state of Virginia at an institution. I coached in the state of Virginia at an institution, man. So you can always identify folks who are doing their job at an elite level and do so consistently, regardless of where they are, man. So there's always been a tremendous amount of respect. And, outside, when we get outside between the white lines, we're on different teams until we get outside the white lines. You know what I mean? Oh, man, it's been good. But, the Bible teaches us that iron sharpens iron. And that's certainly been the case, I think, from he to us and also from us to him.
Absolutely,
Coach, I
man.
want to in your walk, in your career, your family, your faith, what have you.
Yeah.
You have this undeniable passion and energy when you're out there coaching, and it may rub some people wrong, but it is what it is. Football is a collision sport and thereby a violent sport, and you don't shy away from acknowledging that. What are some of these things that you bring to the table from your various experiences that make you see it the way you see it and acknowledge it for what it is?
I think first and foremost, man, I am a linebacker by trade. That is who I am, right? And before that, man, when I played little league football in Memphis, man, if you were a certain weight, you had to get on that line. So, man, my first year
Hmm.
playing football, I was a center and I was a nose guard. And at those two positions, dog, you cannot avoid contact. And if you try to avoid contact, you won't be on the field very long, right? Man, so that is who I am, like the essence of as it relates to my connection to this game is contact, right? And it's man, whoop a man, and what you gonna do about it. We all know what time it's gonna be when we snap that football. What you gonna do, right? So, because we're gonna cut on that tape too, right?
Hmm.
And that tape is a reflection of who you are. Period. No matter not what you know, not what you can draw up on the board, but it's from a coaching standpoint. What are you teaching? Is it clean? Is it concise? Is it consistent? Right. And as a player, are you replicating the things that we're asking you to do over and over and over? Can we trust you? Right? Can we count on you to be where you're supposed to be, doing what you're supposed to be doing at a really high level, man? So it all goes back to when I wanted to run the football in Little League, and they said, "No, dog, you got to get on this line." And I
Yeah.
said, "Yes, sir." And I did what I had to do, man. So that's what you see. You see a manifestation of that energy, and that passion. It comes from the purpose more than anything. Again, I feel like I'm called to do this. This is my purpose, man, to help folks actualize the best versions of themselves. And football is that
Mm.
vehicle. So if I'm half stepping with that, I ain't doing what I've been called to do. And man, I mean, we all know when we're not in alignment with the Most High, how that work out, right?
Yes,
So I
indeed.
got to do what I'm being asked to do, what I'm being commanded to do, because ultimately those young men, at some point in time, our opportunity and our time together will come to an end. It will, and so they have to be able to know that I gave them my all. And so in the classroom, that looks one way. On the field, that looks one way. On game day, it looks differently. When I'm recruiting and I'm in a home, that looks differently, right? But it's all connected to who I am in my core. Like it's nothing inauthentic about it. Everything you see with
Mm.
me is gonna be 100, and it's gonna be plus tax, right? That's who I am. And so, man, when I bring that, and when you see that is all you're seeing is me.
Plus
Coach,
tax,
I
baby.
try to tell Chico all the time when he buck up at me like, dog, like not only you gonna lose, what are you gonna do about it when you lose? But he keep coming back.
He don't realize he was that offensive line that they pulled out of the game because he shied away from contact. You know what I mean? So
Yes, indeed.
let's talk about some of the guys that you have currently. You brought in some transfers out there at the linebacker position who were already productive on the college level. Can you talk about some of the guys you brought in? Leon LaFau, Tyler Martinez, Gideon Lampron, um, and a host of others. Talk about those guys and some of the ones that's been impressive during the spring so far.
Yeah, man, I'll stick with those top three that you brought up. Tyler
Okay.
Martinez, we call him T Dollar, man, really smart player. Plays really fast because he puts in the work from the neck up, and he's very productive. If you look at the tape, doesn't have a lot of inefficient movement, aggressive, violent at the point of attack, and man, he's gonna give you everything that he has. Good length, commands the defense, doesn't make the same mistake twice. That again fits into that alignment of what I was just talking about as relates to what kind of players that we want to see on tape, right? Consistent, productive, and does what he's asked to do. You think about Leonga, man, also really good skill set, smart player, really nuanced in terms of how he plays the game. Got what we call a lot of slip and slide to him. Very difficult for guys to get hands on him. Efficient mover as well. Really good game speed. Can play in the box. Can play off the edge. Can play in space. You love that about him. And you look at Gideon, man. All Gideon has come and do is create havoc, man. You talk about violence and aggression, which is the first metric for the defense of how we want to play. When we sit there and
Hmm.
watch practice as a staff, which we do after every practice, we watch it as a staff. We're all looking around at each other as a defensive staff because we know what kind of physicality he's bringing and that we're watching each play. But that offensive staff across the table is also talking about what 44 is doing, right? So you know when it's the other side of the ball talking about a particular player, you know that dude is really doing what you're seeing, right? And he's put that thing on tape time and time again, man. So really excited about those three. They're pushing each other, right? They're pushing each other right now. Whether it's at Mike, whether it's at Dime, we're asking a lot of those guys, and we're challenging them to do it at a high level and do so consistently. And they, to this point, man, they're answering the call at a really high level. There's still a lot of room for growth. Don't get me wrong. These dudes have not arrived. None of us have, right? There's work to do. There's adaptations to be made. But man, these guys have done a lot of what we've asked them to do so far.
Coach, you got to shout out one of our frats. Clearly, Cyber Noob says he remembers you from White Station. Did you do any little league in Memphis growing up there? Or was that some of your other stops?
So I only played Little League for 1 year. Yeah, so I played in the Orange Mound League. Whoever's asking that question, we played our games
Orange Mound, baby.
at Melrose High School. I was Memphis Wildcats. Head coach was Darryl Cash. For anybody looking for receipts, baby, that was me.
That's right.
So,
Coach.
Go ahead. I can't hear.
Uh-oh. Yeah, Neely, you broke up on us, brother.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just me. Can't hear you, Unc. Just in case, I'll go to this one and let Unc go out and come back in. You talked about being a 5'11" linebacker, Coach, and we had Coach Prime on here. He talked about, you know, his measurables that he's looking for at the cornerback position. Talk about the measurables you might be looking for at a linebacker.
Yeah, I think, 5'11" in the game that it is now from a space standpoint, you can be 5'11", maybe 5'10" and a half if you have long levers, right? But really, position is about being able to process information, having really good efficient movement, twitch, and explosivity, right? When you do get to the point of contact. If you look on Sundays, you see guys ranging from 5'10", a la the Drake Thomases of the world, Seattle Seahawks, up to around 6'4", whatever team you're looking at. But it's about being able to process info, command the defense, being able to trigger when you're supposed to trigger, be where you need to be. So, obviously, I got a soft spot for shorter linebackers, because usually what you see with cats who are my size or a little bit shorter or around, we got a chip on our shoulders, because people have told us how little we are, what we can't do for so long, that you work a little bit harder, you study a little bit more. So then when you do get the opportunity, you go being able to get it done at a high clip, man. Sometimes when you get these guys who are look like Tarzan when they walk in the room, if they're not built the right way psychologically, people have told them how good they are their whole life. So they don't know how to work. They don't know how to approach situations the right way. And you're spending a year or two trying to teach them how to work and how to develop in the time they need to commit to the craft to be an excellent student, to be an excellent player and produce and put it on tape. And what you find is you don't always get that luxury of having that time with these cats. And so that's not an absolute rule whatsoever. But in my experience, I have seen some of that. And so, man, can they play ball at the end of the day? Can they play ball? Can they be productive? Potential is cool, right? But potential in everything. Have they been productive where they've been? Can they do it at a high level? Do they work? Are they violent when they get to the ball and they're in a bad mood, right? And can they process info? That's what you got to ask yourself. And every position is a little bit different. But when it comes to defense, because we are trying to get guys to play faster pre-snap by recognizing splits, recognizing formation, backfield location, quarterback mannerisms, the offensive coordinator's personality, field location, hash. You're trying to get them to play fast before the ball snaps. So when the ball does snap, it's not all reactionary, but it's more anticipatory, man. So, and that's our role, right? That's our role as teachers and as instructors, to get these guys to understand that information, but not slow them down at the same time.
Right. That's how you get those tackles for losses. Behind there, you got to anticipate what's going on. I like what you said, knowing the offense. Testing 1, 2.
I got you over here.
Might have to bring Coach back in.
Okay,
too.
now I can hear you now. I can hear you, Neil.
Okay.
All right.
No, I was just piggybacking off what you said and saying that's how you get those tackles for
Neely,
losses.
I can only hear you, Neely.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah, that's all that matters then. Now, hey, Coach, he'll reset his audio. Coach, let me ask you this, because I've seen you in the film room, right, with the defensive players. I've seen you on the field, both passionate, but there's never an instance where you're calling somebody out of their name or belittling a play or anything like that. You're always coaching up and instructing up and backing it up with what you see on film. Where if you're still with us, where do you get that philosophy of the best way to talk to players and get the best out of them?
All right, there we go.
There we
You
go.
said big ball coach? Yeah, we all good now.
I was saying, like, I've been in the film room with you and on the field. You got passion in both places, but it's never in a demeaning process where you're calling a player out his name or talking down to him. You're always coaching up and then backing it up with film and reps. What is it about your philosophy on how to get the best out of somebody, but I'm going to still treat you like a man and a human being that you are?
Yeah, man, everybody deserves dignity, right? And decency, right? When I played, and again, I didn't play at the level Coach Prime. A lot of us didn't, but a lot of us have played sports and have been around that coach that did not treat players with the type of integrity that they should have been treated with. And I've always vowed that I was never going to do that. And when I got in the position of having a room or being able to coordinate a defense, that I'm just not going to talk to people in that manner, because I am a man first. These young men are young men first before they ever put a logo on, before they ever put a jersey on. And I learned that a long time ago. And I think nearly you and I learned it around the same place, right? So that is, you are a man first. And then, and the second element is coaching in a lot of ways is psychological development, right? Is aptitude development. And you're trying to develop an intellectual acumen as relates to this game. But a big part about it is trying to modify human behavior. Like, how do you modify human behavior the best? There's a lot of research out there that says positive reinforcement modifies human behavior significantly better than negative reinforcement. Now, negative reinforcement does work from time to time, right? It does work. Like if you touch a hot stove, you burn your skin, you're left with the scar that you always remember. You're not going to touch that stove again, right? That's a negative reinforcement. But if I can teach somebody from my scar not to do that, right, I don't have to talk to you in a way that you don't feel honor, you don't feel dignity, you don't feel like I'm honor and having integrity with this relationship. So, man, that's just who I am. That's how I am, and I'm gonna be that until I can't no more.
Well, Coach, with that in mind, organizations are different, regions are different, times are different. You've completed 15 practices with your defense here. What have you learned about not just your defense, but even yourself that you are making some adaptions from, or that you see differently? Like, what are your takeaways from the spring ball, professionally and personally?
Oh, great question, man. So I did a lot of reflection and introspection last year of things that I either wanted to change, wanted to challenge within myself, or look at it with a closer lens to see if they were the best practices to accomplish the said goal that I've been talking about all day. Getting the kids to play fast, doing it consistently, doing it together, doing so in a physical and violent manner, right? So that involved me doing some internships in the league. I went to the Rams for 2 weeks. They play really good defense this year. Went to the Cardinals, had a lot of unique structures within their system. So got to experience, 2 weeks at both of those. Also did a lot of driving and going to see some high-level, high-powered defenses and organizations in all of college football, right? Because you got friends at all these places, but when you're working at a specific place, all these institutions don't let you behind the veil, right? When you ain't working nowhere, people are more receptive to allow you in, allow you to ask really deep questions, allow you to observe, and all these things. So, man, I got journals and journals and journals, OneNote pages after OneNote pages of information that I got to really reflect on, dive into, and decide, man, how am I going to apply this information and knowledge in a way that's productive but also useful, right? Useful that leads to winning football games. And man, so I was able to do that. And when given this opportunity, and then also given the opportunity to be promoted to defensive coordinator, we've been able to do that, man. So how we teach, the language that we use, teaching the kids the strengths, the stresses, and situations of cause, why we do certain things, not just what we're doing, when we are doing those things. All of those things are information that ultimately get the kids to do what? Play faster, right? So that has helped me tremendously, man. And again, it all comes back to, are we teaching the right stuff? And are we teaching the stuff in a way that allows the kids to do and use their God-given gifts and the things that they've worked towards to be able to do so in a useful way.
Yeah, man, got to be a motivator, got to be a teacher, definitely. Get these guys to play fast, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I love it, man. One thing you're gonna hear in this film session when something go good, he gonna say, "Man, give it up for that big dog, man."
Hey,
man, it's a hard game, man. It's a hard game. You got to celebrate the wins. You got to celebrate the wins.
Now we know about the transfer portal and the changes going on, but we can still make additions if needed to the football team. Are you guys looking, or are you specifically looking to make any additions to your defense?
Yeah, we talked about, man, we'll take as many good football players as we can take, right? As many as the rules allow. So, given the circumstance with it not being another transfer portal, right? But there being some people who may be post-grad or looking for opportunities elsewhere that fit the needs of things that we're looking for or fit to supplement a room, we'll take as many good football players we can take. So I'm never going to put a cap on that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, Coach, we know you was on short time was there and got to get out, but want to give you the opportunity for you to bounce, man. Any parting shots, any shout outs you want to give, family, friends, frats out there, what have you? And question wise, if people just reached into a barrel and had to pick out your defense, give us some of the characteristics of a Coach Marve defense that they know he stamped that he did that.
Yeah, man, I want to shout out you guys, man. Thank you for having me on and being willing to talk a little ball this morning and get to know each other a little bit better. I appreciate this. You guys do a phenomenal job in the work that you do. Very authentic, very straight up. Y'all do it the right way. So I appreciate you guys having me on. Shout out to Coach Prime and the staff here, man. Thankful to be around really good men and in a good space. A lot of work to do, but thankful to be here. Shout out to Buff Nation. Y'all do it the right way. Y'all do it the right way. If you look into a barrel, man, we're gonna be multiple, right? We can't be in the box. We're gonna be multiple, man, but we are going to play football a certain way. We're gonna be violent and aggressive. We're gonna play smart where we try not to beat ourselves. We're gonna play fast and we're gonna play a relentless effort. And it does not matter the type of defense that you play. If you got 11 dudes on the field who do that, you got an opportunity to win some games, right? So you got to be efficient when it comes to explosives. You got to take the ball away. You got to be efficient in the red zone. You got to be efficient on third down. All of that is coach speak and it's real from a metric standpoint, but you got to play ball the right way to get it done. Right. And so those are those four things that I was just talking about. Playing smart, the efficiency falls under that umbrella. Right. Getting TFLs, playing fast and playing with relentless effort falls under that umbrella, so on and so forth. But those four things are what we're coaching, what we're demanding, and what we're holding ourselves to as coaches. Right. And then that's how we push it to our players. Yes, indeed.
All right.
Love that.
You got anything else?
No, man. Coach Chris Marve, defense coordinator. Appreciate you coming on, and let me show Chico something, Coach, because he don't know about this.
Hey, what's up, baby?
Coach, good to see you, man. We appreciate you.
Many a call, chosen a few, baby. I appreciate y'all. All right, later.
Thanks, Coach. I was called.
Oh shit! Here you go. Here you go. We called you to go get us a beer.
As a store runner, so I was a store runner.
Chico, hey man, yeah, send Chico to the store, man.
Hey man, shout out to Coach Marve. We appreciate him coming on. Hey, some people said in the chat, amazing speaker, amazing coach. I love his teaching background because that's so essential in coaching. You have to be able to teach these kids. And I like what he said about mentality also. Mentality has to be right when recruiting these guys, not just about potential and the way you look and, looking like Tarzan, playing like Jane. No, dog. Yeah. We need somebody who's going to be productive. So I love that from Coach Marve. Make you want to play for him right now. He said he's looking for any good players to add to supplement the team, as long as they can learn and play fast. So I was thinking you telling me there's a chance. And I know there's not a chance for Unc. Well, are you telling me there's a chance, Coach? That's all I got from that.
Look, I tell you what, like I told you, I'm situational only. They got to be specific. I'm talking third 23, early third quarter, 72 degrees. Popcorn man is out of popcorn.
Half a second left.
Yeah, it got to be the perfect situation for me to go in there. I got eligibility, Chico, but no ability.
No
But I would
ability.
tell you this, man, in all seriousness, when you hear, from these coordinators and specifically Coach Marve we just had on, what exceptional selection and hires did Coach Prime make, man? Because for a time such as this, when you look at coming off a 3-9, and there was no doubt about it that changes had to be made, but you just go out there and make changes, just throwing, carving off meat and just saying, hey, we did something. They had to be strategic changes.
Mm-hmm.
And, he said it on offense. When we score more than 30, we win. So I brought in a coordinator that averaging 35 points. Same thing with this on the defense side of the ball, bringing a defense that's not known for characteristically giving up big plays or big blows or busts, playing sound defensive structure, keeping it in front of you. And when you hear these guys articulate, their mission statement, their philosophies, and the way they go about teaching, if you can't appreciate and realize that this team, from an organizational coaching standpoint, has improved, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know what to tell you either. Other than Miss Dawn Duncan, we did read your question. We put it on screen too, if I'm not mistaken. Coach Neely did it. Go back and check it out. And if I say this, am I wrong, Unc? If I just give a shout, hey, yo, Noob, shout out to y'all. Can't say it like that.
I'll allow it. It's borderline suspect.
It's borderline.
Because Chico, you know how it is when somebody don't know no better, so they get a pass. It's just like it's just
that's how I gotta play it off.
Yeah, if you had a little more intellect, we whoop your ass. But since he's like, oh no, he be like, no, that's just Chico, man.
That's just Chico. Leave Chico alone.
In fact, let him in the party free. Chico, our guy, man.
The unofficial mascot is.
Yeah, they be like, man, Chico, the one that was yelling out the windows accused and circling the field looking for that Chico.
Oh man, I remember being at the party. My first time now. Now, mind you, I'm coming from the 2-7. I'm coming from Selma now. I don't know nothing about no real frats and nothing like that, dog. I'm sorry, I didn't. I mean, I knew about the Omegas, but I didn't know about like the line, the line in the parties. Like in the middle of a party, they want to come stroll through and step. I ain't know nothing about that. And I'm sure half my teammates ain't know nothing about it either. We in the club, we jacks from spring practice. You feel me? And here comes somebody wanna all through our line. Like, bruh, take that over there. Why y'all coming through us? You know what I mean? So man, first club fight, Birmingham, Alabama. Football team versus whatever frat that was. I'm sure it was the Kappas. And we won.
I'm gonna tell you nothing now. You want
to hold up, Mark.
Yeah.
I'm not finished. We won that fight. We didn't win the battle. I'm going real quick. I'm going on campus late night. I decided not to go to the club this night. I want to go to the little hangout spot to go get some chicken fingers. All of a sudden, I see some people in the street. I see one guy kind of, how you running away, backing up.
Yeah.
Like 6 or 7 guys coming towards you. I'm thinking like, oh, damn, somebody about to get their butt kicked.
Yeah.
Well, I go on, get my chicken fingers, go on about my night, come back to practice the next morning. Our quarterback got a black eye. Like, bro, what happened to you? And I was trying to go get some chicken fingers and ran into the queues. Or whoever, ran to the queues. I'm like, wait a minute, time out. You mean in the street over there by Al's? Yeah. I'm like, oh, bro, I passed right by you, bro.
Yeah, you saw who it was. You said, oh, man, that's my quarterback. One of him. Oh, man, 6 of them. Let me go make my chicken fingers.
He ain't throw me the pass last week anyway. No, just play.
Pull you.
My dog came back with a black eye, dog. I couldn't believe it. Like, damn, I saw that.
He had a nice back pedal, though, huh?
He had a nice back pedal. Probably should have been playing DV.
Well, you held on him. Chico, it's 420 and you sound high.
No, I need to go get high, but I'm not high. My eyes might look high, but I'm not. Shout out to T-Braids 808 Hawaii. Shout out to the Tinky Boys out here in Hawaii. Shout out to my dog One Deep Outlaw and everybody else checking in, man. We appreciate y'all.
That's what happened, Elenis. That's what happened. He saw who it was and what was about to go down.
Trust me, that wasn't it, dog.
He quoted Coach Brendan Mary. He said adversity make the story better. Let me help his story. He'd be better off saying he got whooped by himself.
Oh man, I couldn't believe it though. I was like, damn, I would have got out and fought with you. Let you jump in the car or something. I can't believe I just passed right by. I actually witnessed it.
Well, you's a son of a.
Oh man. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Marve once again. We're gonna go to this clip from Coach Marve.
Do that.
Getting them crunk like he does. Let's see here, right here. Put that one on. Let's go, Coach.
Stay square. Stay square. Not square. Go.
Intensity, baby. Like a drill sergeant out there, boy.
Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Bring it up, baby. Get up, bring it up, get up. Get up, 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 get right, get up. Hey, listen, I need your eyes. Give me your eyes, give me your ears, give me your eyes, give me your ears. What kind of day is today? What kind of day is today? Man, listen. Work don't care who do it, it just got to get done. That's right. Work don't care who do it, it just got to get done. Okay? So go handle your business. Make each other better. Let's hunt all day. Hold on me, hold on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Somebody getting hit today.
Hunt all day, baby.
Somebody getting hit.
Hunt all work. Chico, work don't care who do it, man. It just want to get done.
It got to get done, dog. That's it. We no care.
Yeah,
I love what he said about his linebackers. I wanted to ask him about some more defensive players, but I'm sure we'll have him on once again. But another great coach, great hire by Coach Prime. Can't say that enough about how he just hit a home run with these two coordinators. You see how Coach Marion handles himself out there on the football field is totally, full of confidence. He's a teacher also, a motivator at the same time. And you just see them doing it with their own styles and putting their stamps on this offense and defense. I love it. And I'm sure Coach Prime is looking back. He's saying like, that's the right move right there, dog. That's the right one too. So I'm sure he's loving it.
Yeah, a lot of folks still, man, continue to sleep on Coach Prime and his prowess of the hires he makes and why he makes them and understanding the lay of the land. Like, for example, just flat out as 100. It may have surprised the world that Rob Livingston left, but it did not surprise Deion Sanders. They had those conversations. Mm-hmm. And so when he was looking to add to the defensive staff and he brought in a new linebacker coach, he didn't just bring in a linebacker coach. He brought in a linebacker coach who had previously been a defense coordinator.
Yeah.
That way he knows I got my guy. Like, I got a guy in building. Should a domino fall, I know where I got it. I ain't got to go outside to find it because I've already done it because those conversations have taken place. And so to the world out there, the hating podcasters, oh, you lost your defense coordinator 5 days before spring ball. And what beat has been missed? And that's no attack on Rob Livingston. That is a statement to the business acumen and human resources skills of a Deion Sanders. Yeah. He knows a Rob Livingston, is going to be leaving here at some point, whether it is now or after the season. So when I go looking for a new linebacker coach, I'm going to find somebody that has DC experience. And not only DC experience, a defensive track record that was operating higher than our previous lows and highs. So you bring in a Coach Marve, and lo and behold, They're about a month and a half or two, and he's moving up to DC, and he gets the whole spring camp to put in his system.
Yeah. And if anybody's reporting, the defensive coordinator is leaving, oh my God, what are you going to do? It's only this much. Da, da, da. You're showing that you're panicking, as opposed to Coach Prime. And shout out to Sugar Free from Pomona, California, who said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So what we doing?
We got to get Sugar Free on the show, man.
Got to get Sugar Free on the show.
Sugar Free got the game, man.
If anybody has a connection to Sugar Free, y'all, I could holler at Shouty and she can connect me to it. But that's another story. Anyways, shout out to Sugar Free. But yeah, Coach Prime, man, great decisions being made. I'm loving it. And Coach Marve, you saw him speaking right there. We had Coach Brendan Marion on, and just well-spoken guys, teachers, former players.
Yeah, let me stop you right there real quick, Chico, if you don't mind. Pardon the interruption. Because I've said it before in some individual statements and posts, and I want to double back on it. One of the things I love most about this staff, man, I see the passion. I see the IQ, right? But, Chico, you heard me say before, just because I love something and know something does not mean I can teach it. Like, being able to teach is a totally different category of thing, man. And what I love about Coach Marve, what I love about Coach Marion, what I love about Coach Prime is they're not only high IQ and ability to do it, they actually possess the ability to teach it to others. And I will tell you, man, you can be a master mechanic, and that don't mean you're good at teaching other mechanics. You could be a master builder, that don't mean you can show people how to build. Like, it is a totally different skill set, whether you're a classroom teacher, mentor, professor, no matter what it is. It's a special category to be able to teach somebody something, and they have that.
Yep. It is a skill, as you said, a special skill to have. Even the, just simple stuff like I remember I could cut my own hair, but I can't cut anybody else's hair. I could spat myself up in the locker room, but if I did your spat, it's gonna be messed up, dog. I can't.
Yeah, and it's a certain patience to it. I mean, like you about to find out, Chico. You about to start having to teach some kids how to drive, and you know how to drive. But that don't mean you're gonna be able to teach some girls how to drive. Like, it take a different level of patience and understanding, and everybody can't do it. And these guys know how to teach, man.
Yeah, I love that about them, and that allows the players to learn in the meeting room, and to get out on the field in between the lines and play fast. And that's what you're gonna have to do on the defensive side of the football. Play fast, no guessing or no thinking out there on the football field. You need to know what you're doing, anticipate what you see, and go at it. You know what I mean? Read your keys and go at it. Play fast.
And let me circle back on this, man, because I asked Coach about it directly. In his first meeting, he let them know that he was never going to demean them or degrade them or treat them less than a man. And, you hear that coach talk during orientation, but when you witness his passion, it's almost like Coach Prime and that he don't cuss. Coach Prime know how to cuss you out and never say a cuss word. Like, you heard him. When you felt cussed out, as a matter of fact, when you go quote him, you'll probably insert some cuss word, but he never said that. and man, the way that Coach Marve is able to teach when it's not looking the way it should look, and to encourage and applaud when it does look like it's supposed to look. You see guys in the defensive room, regardless of level of defense, they want to run through a brick wall for him because they know he respects them as a player and a man and wants the best for them, and is going to correct them in the right kind of manner.
Yeah. And like Big Papa Funk said right here, they're hungry and they're not accustomed to losing, not looking to lose, not accepting losing. You know what I mean? It's a certain deep type of passion in these coordinators, dog. That's just you could see the players feeding off of it each day at practice, and it's going to translate on the football field and during the games, I really think. So y'all get ready for the summertime going down. We got a lot of camps in the summertime too, that they got to stay up for. Also, if you're ever in Hawaii during May, Leonga Lafau, the linebacker who Coach mentioned, he's having his foundation camp out here at Le'ie Kahuku High School here on the North Shore, Hawaii. If you can make it out there, y'all make it. I'll be there. So holla at your dog.
Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, looking forward to that coverage out there, Chico. But you mentioned that Coach Prime camps are coming up. I got it right here handy, so forgive me for looking down. Elite Camp, June 4th. Of course, all these are 2026. The Elite Camp is June 4th. The phenomenal, famous Women's Clinic will be taking place on June 11th. Before that, the youth camp for the little kids will be taking place the 9th and the 10th. And then you have 7-on-7 taking place June 17th, along with the Elite 5-on-5 in Lineman Camp June 17th. Also, the Specialist Camp will be June 17th. So those first 17 days of June, get in where you fit in, whether you are looking to join the women's clinic or the youth camps or the big boys camps or the specialists. Coach Marve going to host you at Boulder, and you're going to get instruction from his coaching staff and even his players participate.
Yeah. What are you going to be doing during that time, Unc? Uh-oh. Hello?
I hope to not have to be saying somebody's name again, but you know I will.
Wait, what? Huh? I missed that. Did you hear? You know what? We're going to move on. We're going to go just to move on. Make sure y'all go to the website, uncandchico.myshopify.com, and go get you some. I don't know if Unc is paused or not, or he's talking about somebody in the chat, but maybe I'll find out in a minute. All right. Also, shout out to our presenting sponsor, Miss Denise Smith, State Farm agent, where you can go to her website, the new website, that is DeniseSmithInsurance.com, www.DeniseSmithInsurance.com. Also, give her a call at 303-343-3515. Everything is right there on the screen. Holler at her and tell her that Uncle Chico sent you. And also, if you want to book a stay in Colorado, right there across the street from the campus, you can go to the boulderbroker.com, book your stay, and make sure you tell them when you're checking in that Uncle Neely sent you. You'll get 20% off at the check-in. You understand me? Shout out to all my Usos and my Tokos out there checking in the Polynesian pipeline straight to Boulder where it's cold and everybody's getting busy. It's been another episode of The Morning Run, TMR Live with Unc and Chico right here on the Pregame Network. Unc, you want to leave them with something? I knew Unc was paused. I thought he was just sitting there.
No, you got it, Chico.
Okay. All right. Appreciate that. Y'all know what to do,
No,
man.
we good.
Like,
Go
subscribe,
ahead.
comment. All the other good stuff is the biggest and the baddest. It's The Morning Run Live right here. We just had it exclusive with Coach Marve. Y'all go check that out, rewind it, clip it, share it, tell everybody about it, hashtag us in it, find us on social media and everything else. We'll be back with more Wednesday in a major way. Let's go.